Toyota, and Woodman's.
You've been listening to Bucks Basketball on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes, allergies, cancer. Nothing will keep the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network from pushing Wisconsin ahead. We're constantly raising the bar for medical excellence and providing more ways to receive it, so you have it for all your health needs, big and small. Let's push ahead, and we'll make life here as great as it can be. Visit Freighter.com to find out how.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Dynaglow vent-free infrared wall heaters are perfect for supplying indoor supplemental heating. They work with either liquid propane or natural gas and require no electricity to operate, making them perfect for garages, basements, and power outages. View our entire selection of Dynaglow heaters on Menards.com. Plus, you can check our weekly flyer for all the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul.
It's here on consignment from over 10,000 nationwide partners. From very high-end, distinctive furniture, unique antiques and original art, to tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. Premium home decor priced right at 25 to 40% off retail prices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Smart interior designers know that what they'll see here is going to be almost impossible to find anywhere else, especially at our consignment prices. Premium home decor that's gently loved and close to new. And what we carry can raise the wow factor of anyone's home decor. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Now that the game is done, it's our time to check in.
Giannis catches it down low. He's going to miss the bunny up close, taps at it, and he gets it to go on the second try.
Bucks Talk starts now.
Cleveland's going to come away with a 118 to 113 win in a whale of a game.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios, here's Justin Garcia.
Well, you don't want to play the moral victory card, but there was a lot to like in this loss that the Bucks suffer at the hands of the Cleveland Cavaliers. They dropped to 2-1 on the season. It did look like this one may get out of hand at a couple of points late in the second quarter, early in the third quarter, but there was no quit in this team. And look, we mentioned the players the Bucks were without. It is only fair to point out the Cavaliers were down at least one starter and one super sub, sometimes starter, in Darius Garland and Max Strus. We didn't know if Darius or if D'Angelo Russell, there we go. It's been a day here. We didn't know if DeAndre Hunter was going to play until shortly before the game, but he did, making his season debut. And this Bucks team, this is one of the things, there's no way to quantify this or prove this. It's more eye test related, but this really felt like a game the Bucks would lose pretty ugly last season, and not just last season, the last couple of seasons. Especially once Cleveland ran that margin up to 18, it felt like, hey, we've seen this in the past, and these are games the Bucks end up losing by 20-plus points to this Cleveland Cavaliers team specifically. That was not the case tonight. You saw once again shades of that Timberwolves game a season ago where Bucks go to zone, and it just seems to slow down their opponent. Doc Rivers, I thought it was interesting, pointed out after the game, too. We went to it, but our best zone defenders were not available tonight. That we really like Gary Trent Jr. playing zone next to Kevin Porter Jr., and Kyle Kuzma is just kind of a Swiss Army knife defensively for us. But this team is noticeably different. Obviously, the personnel have changed. The way this team plays, and I'm not going to say the way this team competes in the sense that they didn't compete last year, but the level of competitiveness that's in this group. I know it's 3 games. It seems pretty evident that this is a much, much different Bucks group out there. And now it makes Tuesday all the more interesting. You got a Knicks team that also lost tonight. They will also come into Milwaukee with a 2-1 record. And, it's a Knicks team that dominated you a season ago. The Cavs dominated you. The Knicks dominated you. Cleveland had a couple of close games there, but a couple of ugly games against the Bucks last year. So I'm very curious to see not only who the Bucks will have available, but how that game looks Tuesday against the New York Knicks. 855-616-1620 is the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line to join us tonight on Bucks Talk. So a couple of moments in this game to touch on, but a couple of standout performances that we will dig into coming up after this.
You'll get a new heat pump system, a new furnace, and a full home duct cleaning all together as a package at about half price. Half price! That's how it all shakes out. Not a gimmick. And both the furnace and the heat pump system are high-quality units. This is Anthony Zanevsky. All you have to do is purchase a heat pump system from Quality, and you'll get a free furnace and a free duct cleaning. All totaled, the cost would be about $20,000. When you add in the new tax incentives that you'll get back at the end of the year, you're going to end up paying about half. That's about $10,000 for a high-quality furnace, heat pump system, and a full home duct cleaning. It's limited time. And last time we did this, the units went pretty fast. So if your home needs a new furnace upgrade and a heat pump system that can act as a brand new AC system as well as a furnace backup, take advantage while you can and cut your energy bills substantially. Call Quality and get them while they're hot.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
Get 2 mattresses for the price of 1.
Whoa, what are you doing?
We don't do sales at Penny Mustard.
I know, Nicole.
So how can we offer 2 mattresses for the price of 1?
Because it's only 1 mattress.
You're not making sense, Ben. Have you been painting in confined spaces again?
Arvid, I'm talking about Penny Mustard's 2-sided mattresses.
Oh, I see. When you have a flippable 2-sided foam or coil spring mattress,
it's like having 2 mattresses for the price of 1.
You'll give each side more time to breathe.
And your mattress will last twice as long.
You use both sides of your pillow, and you should be able to use both sides of your mattress, too.
I don't use a pillow.
What do you use?
A cement block.
Really?
I find it relaxing after a long day of painting in confined spaces.
2-sided mattresses, because 2 is better than 1. Available every day at Penny Mustard Furnishings.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
Does your bathroom belong in a haunted house? Or maybe it's just time for a refresh. WTMJ and Sidex are back with the beautiful bathroom contest. One lucky listener will win a tub or shower conversion valued up to $10,000. It's easy. Snap a pic of your scary shower, terrifying tub, or even just one you're tired of. And enter now at WTMJ.com. Sidex makes it easy to go from fright to fabulous.
Welcome back to Bucks Talk.
$118-113 final, and Cleveland Cavaliers hang on to beat the Bucks. Game Cleveland led by 18 at one point, and it felt like, okay, Bucks were competitive for the first half, but the wheels are starting to fall off here. They took a 2-point lead into the second quarter, but trailed by 9 at halftime, and that's when in that second quarter, it really became painfully obvious how much you missed Cole Anthony, Kevin Porter Jr., and even I think Kyle Kuzma too, because you just need in the form of Kuzma and Cole Anthony, those guys that are just going to push it and get to the basket, push the tempo, push the pace, and attack. And that's where Cole Anthony found a whole lot of success Friday night in Toronto to help swing things for the Bucks. Seen Kyle Kuzma do that in stretches as well. So it felt like things were starting to pile up against the Bucks, but then you go to zone, start to chip away, and Giannis was dominant throughout the course of this game. So, I talked about it with Dave Kane after the game, and you heard Doc Rivers take the same question too, that I wouldn't assume any professional sports team is going to say, we lost the game, but, in the moral victory card to play. But as Doc said, there was a lot to like from this. Is it a moral victory? No, but there's a lot of positives coming out of this, and I love the way our team fought and didn't lose hold of that rope. Giannis, though, we've talked about it in each of the 3 games. I've mentioned it elsewhere, too, coming into the season. Let's keep that same energy that we bring for other players, and we keep the focus on these individual numbers and especially the narrative surrounding this Bucks team. It's still very early in the season with just 3 games here, but the narrative of this team isn't good. Giannis needs to look elsewhere and find a new team. His teammates aren't good enough. This is a Bucks team that's at best in the middle of the Eastern Conference, which we have all said is the lesser conference. That whole narrative that's being pushed, okay. If this team finishes in the top half and even among the best teams in the Eastern Conference, and if Giannis's numbers continue to be what they have been throughout the course of this season, then let's take his candidacy for MVP much more seriously this season. 40 points, 14 rebounds, 9 assists tonight for Giannis. 2 steals, 2 blocks as well, and he did this in 33 minutes. It was another game where Giannis, what do you know, was incredibly efficient at 14 of 20 from the field in this one. 3 straight threes that Giannis has now hit. Look, I don't think any of us are saying we want to see Giannis really start to lean into taking threes, but I think there's a number you can live with, and he basically eliminated it from his shot diet a season ago. I think you can have it in moderation, but that's what he did tonight in 33 minutes. In 38 minutes against the Raptors, 31 points, 20 rebounds, and 7 assists on 11 of 14 shooting. So his least efficient night so far this season was opening night against the Washington Wizards, where Giannis still statistically had a very good game with 37 points, but was 16 of 26 from the field, 14 rebounds, and 5 assists. He scored 30 or more in each of the 3 games this season. It has been everything we envisioned when we said the way this team was built, it's going to be pretty Giannis heavy, and that's the pushback of, well, you got to lean on Giannis quite a bit. I think we all viewed it and said, well, who else would you want to lean on when you have the best player in the conference and arguably the best player in the league? Isn't that what you want to do? And surround him with shooters, and more importantly, as we've seen through these 3 games, surround him with more two-way players that give you the ability to play in different ways and play really a more modern style so far this season. That's what we've seen against the Raptors team that gets up and down the floor. You withstood it. You gave them some of their own medicine. You won that game. Against the Wizards team you're supposed to beat, yeah, they were dominating. And that offense by the Bucks was elite for 9 minutes with Kevin Porter Jr. on the floor doing not only what you should do, beyond that against the Wizards. In their 14 possessions with Kevin Porter Jr. available, Bucks were scoring 1.7 points per possession, which, not to get too bogged down in the numbers, what you need to know is they were basically guaranteed to score every single time when you look at that number. If you're scoring either 2 or 3 every trip down the floor, in this case for the Bucks, just under 2 points, a pretty elite offense. So there's a lot to like that we've seen from this group so far 3 games into the season. There's one more name that there's a ton to like about, and I think we all started to see that a season ago. We'll dig into the performance of Ryan Rollins coming up after this on Bucks Talk.
Does this sound like you, where every step or reach is a reminder of what hurts, a reminder of what you're not able to do, and how far you've drifted from the life you used to have when you didn't feel that pain? Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scafidi here. Oh, do I have good news for you? Because relief is closer than you think, and it doesn't have to come from a scalpel. What if it could come from you? At QC Kinetics, Dr. Caravelli and her team tap into your body's own regenerative power using natural healing factors that help restore and repair damaged tissue, reduce inflammation, and relieve pain at its source. It's not science fiction. It's your body's comeback story, powered by the very cells that built you in the first place. No surgery, no pain pills, pills, no long recovery, just your body remembering how to feel alive again. Imagine swinging that golf club, hiking that trail, dancing in the kitchen to your favorite tune. That's the freedom QC Kinetics helps people rediscover every day. Don't mask the pain. Let QC Kinetics regain what pain took away. And this Veterans Day, QC Kinetics is giving back to our heroes. Veterans will get $500 off their treatment for every non-veteran who starts care. QC Kinetics will donate $500 to the Wounded Warrior Project. It's a great time to book your free consultation, so call QC Kinetics today, 414-667-5559.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
What makes Hasselus mattress different?
Aside from employee-free showrooms, free next-day delivery and haul away, and way too low prices on Beauty Rest, Sealy Posturepedic, and Serta Perfect Sleeper?
Yeah, besides that.
Well, Hasselus is locally owned.
You mean your franchise is locally owned?
We're not a franchise. Every showroom is owned and managed by the same family. So, when you shop at Hasselus, your money stays right here. And through Monday, our family wants to give you a $248 credit towards a new Beauty Rest, Sealy Posturepedic, and Serta Perfect Sleeper just for shopping local.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Our 43 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393.
I like that.
Try and buy with no pushy sales guy.
I love that.
Free next day delivery too.
Thanks.
For what?
For being different.
Shop local and enjoy a $248 credit through Monday at Hasselus Mattress. Open 9 to 9. Find a no-hassle, employee-free showroom near you at Hasselus.com.
Your neighbors are talking. Did you see their siding? Yikes. That drafty window? It's basically air conditioning. From nature. Don't be the scary house on the block this fall. Call Exterior Pros and Baths and get $3,000 off your roofing, siding, windows, or bath project. No tricks, just treats. That's 262-800-4274 or click your way to extpros.com. Fall in love with your home again. Trust the pros.
The Roundball Repartee returns. This is Bucks Talk.
118-113 final in Cleveland. Cavaliers hang on to take down the Bucks tonight despite another big game from Giannis. 40 points, 14 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. In the 3 games played so far this season, Giannis is averaging 36 points per game. He is averaging 16 rebounds and 7 assists, and basically a block and a steal each game. 3 games does not a season make, I get that, but some eye-popping numbers once again to start the season for Giannis. He is one of, 4 players who are averaging 5 players who are averaging 30 points a game and have played at least 3 games. Luka Doncic has played just 2, and he's up to 46. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's had some monster games. He's averaging an even 40. Giannis is next then at 36. You got 33 from Steph Curry, whom the Bucks will see next week, Thursday, when the Warriors come to town. And Victor Wembanyama, I mean, talk about what Giannis has done. Wemby doing much of the same, averaging 33 points, 13 rebounds, 6 blocked shots that he's averaging here to start the season. And just 2 assists per game from Wemby. So Giannis's dominance continues. But the other story where we saw a massive step forward once again for this Bucks team came in the form of Ryan Rollins, who, you look at what he did tonight when you saw those names that were out for this team and you knew, well, it's a lot that's on Ryan Rollins. You couldn't help but assume Mark Sears was going to be active for this game, and he was. We saw 8 minutes from Mark Sears. I think there's still a lot to like about Mark Sears, and certainly there's something in there that you can continue to hone and develop in Oshkosh and at stints that he'll get here with the Bucks. But I do think Mark Sears looked a little overwhelmed at times, which is, not surprising in a spot like this against a team that won 64 games a season ago in the Cleveland Cavaliers. But Ryan Rollins, we knew a lot was going to be asked of in this game. To say he answered the bell is a massive understatement. He continues to really impress you. The more that you see him, and you go back 2 years ago now when the Bucks acquired him and signed him on a 2-way deal, there were a few voices that were saying, hey, there's something here. There's something here that I like in this guy. There's something to develop. And I think a lot of us were slow to come around on that and see it. You could not avoid it a season ago. And, especially early in the season, we forget he just jumped off the page and had that breakout performance against the Toronto Raptors, then suffers a shoulder injury. And I wouldn't say he wasn't the same, but it took some time for him to be, quote unquote, the same. Not until late in the season when Dame then goes down, and it was basically well, Ryan and KPJ, it's up to you guys now that we need something big from both of you. 14 points, 8 assists, 3 steals tonight from Rollins, 5 of 11 from the field. I think he continues to show this ability to just knife through traffic and defense and get to the lane, finish at the rim with ease. This fearlessness. And you've seen it a couple of times this season already. It's something that we saw in spurts last season that has only gotten better this year. We saw it in one very big spot tonight and a couple of times overall, and that's his ability to shield the ball and withstand contact against a bigger defender and still finish at the rim. So far this season, Ryan Rollins has been terrific, I would go as far as saying, for this group. Big game tonight. He's been solid. The defense was the biggest thing that you looked at and said, well, the way that this team is constructed, I think you would probably say Kevin Porter Jr. is who we're going to expect more from offensively to carry that load. And Ryan Rollins may be just our, I wouldn't say designated defender, but he's out there for his defense. He's your impactful defender. And now because of the sprained ankle by KPJ, you've had to ask Ryan Rollins to take on both, especially tonight with no Cole Anthony. And he's done it with flying colors. He is still your best point of attack defender. He led the league in deflections coming into tonight's game. He had 3 steals, more than 3 deflections. So that number is probably going to hold. And the more comfortable he gets, the more tendencies he gets down of opposing teams, and frankly, the more respect that he gets, which is only going to come from time served, basically, more time on the court, the more impactful this guy is going to be defensively. It is already I think, massive building block that you have. So, again, not to get into the moral victory discussion here, but you saw a lot of fight from this group, and you continue to see a pretty big step forward from Ryan Rollins, who you got on an incredible deal. And I was talking about it with another person earlier today before this game and said, this is the guy. Like the Bucks this offseason, you look at the team-friendly deals that they got. This is the guy. Despite having, Gary Trent under market value, Kevin Porter Jr. arguably under market value, all these names that the Bucks retained. AJ Green, right now, that wasn't an offseason signing, but AJ Green is a very team-friendly deal as well. Ryan Rollins is the guy that I think we are all going to look back at, and by all, I mean teams outside of Milwaukee, a year from now in the offseason and say, man, why didn't we go after that guy? He started the offseason as a restricted free agent. The Bucks had to renounce his rights in some cap gymnastics to free up enough money in, that, 48-hour period where you waive and stretch Dame and you bring in Miles Turner. So you had to renounce his rights, and doing that makes him an unrestricted free agent. Anybody could have got him. Anybody could have got him and signed him to an offer sheet even if he was a restricted free agent, but there's none of that waiting game and none of that wondering like, well, what's the point? We're just going to drive up the price and the Bucks will retain him. Anybody could have gotten Ryan Rollins this offseason. He is the guy that I think teams are going to look at this offseason and say, man, for what he's developing offensively and for what he already brings defensively, for that price point, why didn't we make a run at Ryan Rollins? 855-616-1620, the Siding Unlimited talk and text line to join us tonight on Bucks Talk. And by the way, we're all glad that nobody made a run at Ryan Rollins. Okay, another big one on Tuesday, and then another big one on Thursday. But the one on Tuesday is especially interesting because you get this little stretch where you get the two teams that everybody perceived to be the best two teams in the Eastern Conference. Back-to-back games for the Bucks. Tonight in Cleveland, Tuesday at home against the New York Knicks. We'll take a look at that matchup coming up after this.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or Sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's four walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
The new fractured boulders we now have in stock are really nice. They're squarer and more rectangular in shape, and they're great for building dry-laid retaining walls. They're much easier to deal with, lock together nicely, and you get less gaps. No wet mortar needed. And we've stocked a multitude of colors. You can use them as an accent item to add character to your dry river or creek beds, too. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our organic mulch is comprised of all trees. Most mulch is made from ground-up pallets, and you don't know what might have been spilled on those pallets. Could be chemicals or who knows what. But not our mulch, we're recycling trees. Many species of hardwoods. Cedar, hemlock, light brown, dark brown, mocha, black, red, gold, and caramel. 7 colors to choose from means a mulch to match any exterior. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
This is Bucks Talk.
$118-113 final. Cavaliers hang on to beat the Bucks tonight, despite 40 points from Giannis, as we just mentioned. Another big game, another big step forward from Ryan Rollins, who gave you 14 points. 8 assists as well from Rollins and 3 steals. Continues to be a force defensively. Your second leading scorer tonight was A.J. Green with 20 points. So this is now a third straight game where the Bucks' second leading scorer was somebody different. And I think the chances are pretty high that's going to be a fourth straight game Tuesday when the Knicks come to town, especially if maybe Kevin Porter Jr. will be available for that game. Cole Anthony missed this game tonight, not with an injury per se. It was an illness. Kevin Porter Jr. is out with a left ankle sprain. Same story for Kyle Kuzma. Bucks ruled out KPJ for the road trip basically immediately, and we heard from Doc Rivers after the opening night win over the Wizards that it wasn't good. So be very curious to see the injury report tomorrow, late tomorrow evening, and then throughout the day on Tuesday for the status of all of those guys. If Cole Anthony's recovered from this illness and then the ankle injuries to Kuzma and Kevin Porter Jr., but A.J. Green with 20 points tonight, 6 of 9 shooting. And remember, A.J. didn't close the game against the Toronto Raptors. Taurean Prince did. And Taurean Prince played big minutes down the stretch once again tonight. That, it comes back to the way this team is constructed. I know there was that re-signing, I think, was met with a lot of eye rolls from Bucks fans. And I talked about this on Locked On Bucks. Taurean Prince is the kind of guy you need through the regular season. He has very good regular season depth. He has shown an ability to play alongside Giannis with his catch-and-shoot ability and how he continues to be a very efficient three-point shooter. The biggest knock on Taurean Prince is, obviously there's not much in terms of playmaking and shot creation there, but that's not what you're asking from Taurean Prince. It's really defensively. At this point, he's probably best served defensively as a small ball four, and last year you had to ask him to basically take on twos. It's a different group this year. You've got other guys. Ryan Rollins has emerged as your number one defender. Saw Andre Jackson Jr. play 8 minutes tonight. We saw Jericho Sims play 8 minutes tonight. Like, you have more versatile defenders. That it's not just, okay, Taurean's got to take on the toughest assignment. I think that's going to make him even more valuable to the team this season. And I think, again, for all these guys, the caveat is it's a very, very small sample size. But I think Taurean Prince has had a very good start to the season for this team. But now you get the Knicks. And here's where it gets interesting with Kyle Kuzma. You need some size on the perimeter. We just ran through Taurean Prince and what you can realistically ask of him and expect from him defensively. Cleveland had DeAndre Hunter make his return tonight, but they didn't have much else. They have size in the front court. They didn't have much else in terms of your big wings that you got to worry about. That's not going to be the case for the Knicks. Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Jordan Clarkson, not like a wing, but more size that you have to contend with on the perimeter. Josh Hart's another one of those names. So I'm not going to say you need, but you'd really like to have Kyle Kuzma for that matchup. The Knicks lost tonight, by the way, to the Miami Heat, despite 37 points from Jalen Brunson. And it is going to be interesting to see anything that's different up close and personal with this Knicks team. New coach, Mike Brown is in there. No more Tom Thibodeau. And one of the bigger changes is Mike Brown wants to bring in a movement offense. How does that fit with a guy that likes to dribble the ball a lot in Jalen Brunson? We're going to get our first taste of it on Tuesday. But it is a Knicks team that many have picked to win the Eastern Conference or at least finish second. So it's early, but it's another good litmus test for this Bucks team. And hopefully, even if it's not everybody, hopefully you start to get most of those pieces back. We will wrap things up, get you set for Tuesday night. A 3-game homestand for the Bucks, by the way. We'll preview that and wrap up the show after this.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes, allergies, cancer. Nothing will keep the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network from pushing Wisconsin ahead. We're constantly raising the bar for medical excellence and providing more ways to receive it, so you have it for all your health needs, big and small. Let's push ahead, and we'll make life here as great as it can be. Visit Freighter.com to find out how.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Insulate your home and save on energy costs. Owens Corning Pink Foamular insulation panels are moisture resistant and can be used anywhere, including walls, attics, and basements. Foamular insulation panels are available in multiple sizes to fit your project. Visit Menards.com to shop all foam board insulation. Plus, check out the weekly flyer for great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
If you need a place for new home interior ideas, then you have to come talk to us. Our on-staff decorators know furniture, home decor, and a lot more. And they're not only creative, but also very willing to help you make great choices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Stop in often, because our inventory changes daily.
Design Exchange.
Previously, it has been gently loved. But here, you'll only find very well-conditioned premium home decor items that you likely won't find elsewhere. Distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original art, and other tasteful home decor at a value. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Matt LePay for Steinhoffels. Steinhoffels is a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Since 1934, Steinhoffels has been Wisconsin's furniture and mattress destination for quality, selection, and service. For over 90 years, Steinhoffels has helped Wisconsinites create the homes of their dreams and is 100% employee-owned. Steinhoffels has the largest selection of all the latest styles and all the best mattress brands. You'll find something for every style and every budget. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com. Relax, it's Steinhoffels.
Welcome back to Bucks Talk.
118-113 final. The Bucks come up short tonight in Cleveland, so they taste defeat for the first time this season, despite another big game from Giannis, and that is putting it mildly. 40 points, 14 rebounds, 9 assists for Giannis, so another near triple-double, 20 points from A.J. Green, another big game from Ryan Rollins. And we did not mention Miles Turner in double figures for the first time in a Bucks uniform. 13 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocked shots for Miles Turner. And you really saw the Twin Towers approach is nothing new for the Bucks, having had Brook Lopez for the previous 7 seasons alongside Giannis, but a little more versatility. And Miles Turner, had a terrific series in the semifinals last year against these Cavs. I would go as far as say he dominated the matchup against Jarrett Allen. So there's certainly a level of comfort there, but Miles Turner just allows you to play a little differently defensively. And I think, we also heard from a handful of maybe disgruntled Pacers fans and members of the media that cover the team. Well, he's not a very good rebounder, so get used to that. I don't know if you just look at the rebounding numbers and come to that conclusion. If you did the same with Brook Lopez, you'd say he's not a good rebounder. But as we've gone over time and time again, the Bucks were a better rebounding team with Brook Lopez on the floor than with Brook Lopez off the floor. And that was the same for the Pacers, but taking it a step further, I would say he's been even better in terms of a help defender, an individual defender, and a rebounder than I anticipated coming into this season. And he's going to be tested on Tuesday against the New York Knicks. So you're not going to see Mitchell Robinson, but you are going to have to contend with Karl Anthony Towns. OG Anunoby's going to play some at the 4, so there's going to be some interesting matchups there with Giannis and Miles Turner against the front court of Anunoby and Towns. Gerson Yabusele is certainly a versatile big man that's going to give some challenges. So this is going to be a nice little test for the Bucks Tuesday. And as I mentioned, it's part of this little mini gauntlet that they've had. It started with the Raptors on Friday, home opener for Toronto, a team that has much loftier expectations this season. A lot of people think the Raptors may be better than the Bucks in terms of their record and standings this year. So you had that. You went into a home opener for the Cavs, and now you have the next 2 games, home against the Knicks, home against the Warriors, who have gotten off to a very good start so far this season. And you wrap up that homestand next Saturday against the Sacramento Kings. So we're not in the business of moral victories, but a lot of positive takeaways from this defeat tonight at the hands of the Cavaliers. Tuesday night's our next game, 7 o'clock tip at home against the New York Knicks. 6:30 is when our pregame coverage begins. And as always, be sure to stick around after the game for Bucks Talk. We will talk with you then.
Half a century of marketing expertise joined with over 20 years of